MVPs, hi and welcome back, to this space where iron sharpens iron. You are iron, you sharpen me. I am iron, I sharpen you. And we become better for it, We're able to have conversations that actually transform our lives in one way or the other. They enlighten us, they make us maybe think differently, Nobody has the answers to everything, So anyway, today I want us to discuss, the role of associations in settling their people when they live away from home. For examples, Kenyans in Nigeria, Nigerians in Kenya, Kenyans in Dubai, Nigerians in Dubai, Kenyans or Nigerians in Dubai, Rwandese in Canada, Germans in Kenya, people from Iceland in Nigeria, name it, So the idea is that the world we live in nowadays, people are relocating from for all kinds of reasons and from all over the world, It's not just about Africans going to look for greener pastures, in the West or sometimes even within Africa, but it's also about, other people like the white people coming into Africa for work, and you've seen that, all these people that maybe work in multinationals or even in the UN or, all those jobs that people think are big jobs and want, we have people from different nationalities working. So relocating and relocation is not a new thing. It's here with us, especially in this day and age. So usually when one moves from home, it's a whole new world and it takes a lot to settle. Like, as I've shared, I've had quite a number of culture shocks as much as I was moving to another African country, from Kenya to Nigeria. I have had a lot. I still experience some, but my shock absorbers are working better now, After 5 years, things, the shocks become less and less or become expected or I'm able to go better. So one of the things that happens is that once you move anywhere, you want to find a family. You've just left your family and you've gone elsewhere. And you need to find people who are like you, usually people from your country, and it really, really does help. For example, in Kenya, we have an association called Kenyans in Nigeria. It's not just a group of people, it's actually a formal group that is registered, that has officials and a whole governing body to it, right? So we have a chair, and his assistants, we have parish leaders, we call them parish leaders, and it depends on location. For example, we have two groups. The major groups are Lagos and Abuja. It doesn't mean there are no Kenyans in other parts of Nigeria, but that's where most Kenyans are, because as you know, most of them are here working with multinationals, or you understand. So most of these companies are either headquartered in Lagos or in Abuja, right? And also because of safety concerns, a lot of these people will live in Lagos or Abuja. You get? So it depends on where your workstation is. It doesn't mean, for example, there are no people in Kaduna, in Akwa Ibom or in other states, Oyo and the rest. They are there. But Abuja and Lagos are where a lot of us are, and we find that the people living in other states are able to plug easier to either the Lagos or Abuja group, depending. For example, you're in the southwest region, Lagos is easier. If you're in the other side, the east and the north, I think you can plug easier to the Abuja group. So yeah. The idea is first find out, is there an official association? And the easiest way to find out is to talk to your high commission, For example, the first thing within the first 3 months when I moved here, as I had to go to Abuja to do my permanent residency. It's called Niger Wife, And when I went there, I went and to our embassy, got to meet the ambassador and all that. Luckily, I already knew a few people that worked in that particular office from Nairobi because of some work I'd done with foreign affairs in Kenya. So, it was easy and it became a very, very easy process. And of course, I had some friends, like, I won't mention names, but I already had friends that were domiciled here, some in governments, and some in some multinationals. And of course, they made it easier for me because I already reached out when I decided to move. And actually, it's not just Kenyans. I had American friends, and people from other countries. So the idea was that I didn't come here fresh and green, And on top of all that, you remember I was part of the Mandela Washington Fellowship for Young African Leaders. And you can go back and watch, I think, my first video of how I met my husband. It's because of this fellowship. And this fellowship has Africans from the whole of sub-Saharan Africa, So the idea is that I have a very high network of high net worth people spread across Africa and spread across the world. So I already knew people in Nigeria, you know. So that I did not feel like, you know, I was just coming to Nigeria and I was green and I had nobody, you know. So I had Nigerian friends that I met through the fellowship or through the course of work over the years. So and then I also had Kenyans who were already working here. So I really reached out and they gave me insights on Nigeria. Of course, nobody can prepare you 100%. Like I keep titling my videos, nobody want me. You know, you can be told things, but when you come, you have to have the experiences for yourself. And one person's experience will not be your experience. You have to have your own experiences. But at least if you're forearmed or forewarned, it becomes easier. So anyway, I was told about the Kenyans in Nigeria Association, and I plugged into both the Abuja and the Lagos one because I used to travel to Abuja a lot. You know the meetings. When I came in, of course, I was working, maybe not 100% of the time, but I still had work. You know, when you have project work, you know. So the idea is that we would travel to Abuja a lot. And also, my husband also, his work, he travels a lot. And it gave him an opportunity to travel with me across Nigeria to actually experience Nigeria, especially in our first and second years, mostly our first year, you know, before the baby started coming. So that really helped because whenever I went somewhere, I connected with the Kenyans there. And the first Kenyans I connected with a lot were those from Abuja, you know. And it was really, really good, you know, and anytime we went there, you know, they would host us for lunch, for dinner, you know, and all that, and it became so nice. So at that point, we're living in Ondo State, right? But we also used to come to Lagos, like at least every month we'd be in Lagos or Abuja or both. So it was quite a dynamic time for me to actually get to know Nigeria better and also to meet up with Kenyans in these places. So I got to know about the association and also, you know, ask questions, and they also got a chance to kind of induct me into the way of life in Nigeria. You know, in high school, we call Form 1s or people in the first year, we call them freshers, you know. So I was the fresher. And, you know, I had so many people holding my hand, you know, talking to me, showing me things, you know, like, no, they would advise us on the best places to, you know, to live, or where not to live and why, what to do and what not to do and all that. It was also good information for my husband because it's very different that he's married to someone who is not Nigerian than if he was married to a Nigerian. So it also kind of really integrated him. And Kenyans love him, by the way. They call him, you know, their brother, the Kenyans in Nigeria here. So the idea is that get into the association. We have a very vibrant association. The leaders, both leaders of Abuja and Lagos are my very, very good friends. Together, you know, very vibrant. There's always activity. We have two groups, an official group and a social group. So the official group is for discussing serious matters, you know, like, you know, just generally, I won't divulge, but generally official matters that pertain to Kenyans in Nigeria. You know, a lot of things happen there. People help each other change money, you know, if you need Kenya shillings, if you need dollars, if you need naira, you know, those kind of exchanges happen there. The social group is where we, you know, we banter, you know, we banter about everything, you know, what's happening back at home, and all those things. And we've never had fallouts, as much as we have so many people in that group, like so many hundreds of people. Even if, of course, we can't all agree on political issues or on different matters, but there's such a maturity in how we do things. Maybe because of age or maybe because of the profile of these people. Most people who are here are professionals. So we have very good, you know, conversations. People have linked each other with great opportunities, you know, and it's amazing. And we look for every excuse to actually meet up. You know, whether it's on public holidays, like the last official hangout we had was for Labor Day. And we had one Kenyan company, Optiv & Cam, and they were doing some presentations and all that. They had come to connect with Kenyans living in Nigeria because they understand the value of the, you know, the value of the Kenyans living here, and they know that they can Kenyans can invest back home, you know. So that's a great opportunity, and we're always looking like, okay, Kenyan companies come to us, you know, we're making money. Most of people are being paid in forex, you know, in dollars and all that. So there's an advantage. It's not like somebody who is earning, say, in Kenya shillings or in naira, spending Kenya shillings in naira. So because of the way the dollar is set up, they understand that, and they come, and when we engage and they come here, and people bought land. People bought a lot of land. So this is a tip. If you have a company and you think that you want to reach out to Kenyans, you know, either to invest or to, you know, plug in any way, you can reach out, and I can link you up with the officials, and you can figure out how you can come and, you know, engage with Kenyans. We do that a lot. So other than that, we self-sponsor our own events, you know, and we also pay a membership fee every year, because it takes money to run things, and people actually pay, because when you look at how much you pay vis-a-vis the value that you get, it's actually nothing. And also people have formed friendships, and people are able to visit each other depending on the location or not, or you know, it's not even about location, it's not just about proximity, because we have friends in Abuja that we've flown just to go and see. You know, we just fly to Abuja for a weekend to see and to hang out, you know. Akwa Ibom, we have some, you know. Or if somebody is married by maybe somebody from another state, and they invite us for a function, we'll go. For example, weddings, you know, burials and all that, we go. If you remember, I did a video on the party culture in Nigeria. You'll know that we burials are also enjoyment times in Nigeria. Not enjoyment that you're not sad, but it's a celebration. So any kind of gathering, whether it's sad or not, there's always like a party of sorts, you know. So that has given us a chance to actually understand more and more about the Nigerian culture, you know, as Kenyans, you know. So we invite each other to events and all that. So an association is extremely important. People look out for each other. For example, we've had deaths, you know, maybe someone loses a loved one, and we are able to actually quickly within a week support the person, and the person is able to either pay bills or do the burial back at home, because we all know how expensive it can get. And a lot of people who are here maybe are dependent upon back at home. So the idea is that we support each other. Whenever something bad happens, we help each other. Whenever there is a joyous situation, someone doesn't need to feel like they are just all alone. We go in as Kenyans, and we are the relatives, and we stand in for them. At that point, it never matters what tribe you're in. We don't even ask each other what tribe are you. You're Kenyan, and that is all. So I feel like Nigerians can adopt the same, if not, because I tried to find out, like, is there a Nigerians in Kenya association, and how coherent is it, and how is it benefiting Nigerians in Kenya? Because I asked about 3 people, and I didn't quite get a feel of you know, of it being a very strong association. You know, I may be wrong, but that's as per the research that I did. I reached out to some Nigerians that live in Kenya, and they're like, no, we don't feel it. Oh, there's no structure, and there's no, I mean, and maybe that's why all these things are happening, you know. People are not able to get support from their own, you know. If the association was strong, they would even be able to put their high commission to task. You know, we have problems, you know, what are you gonna do about it, you know? So the idea is that if there's no formal association, Nigerians in Kenya can start having associations. For example, how many are in university? If you're in USIU, how many of us are there? How many are in Daystar? How many are in Catholic University? Or whichever university that they are in, because I know there's also students, you know. Let them come together, form an association, and register it. Let them be recognized that we are Nigerians in Kenya. Let them have elections, you know, whether it's yearly or biannually, whatever you choose to do, it's up to you. Have your own constitution. When a Nigeria comes in, reach out to them, find out, assimilate them into the country, you know, and then you won't have this kind of problems. Oh, you know, so-and-so was accused wrongly, so-and-so was killed. No, keep each other accountable too. For example, in some of the things that I discussed earlier in the former video, that people are being arrested unfairly. If 10 Nigerians went to the police station, you know, not to shout or do anything, but if they are seen as a group of people, it's different from if someone is actually working on their own, you know. There's safety in numbers, you know, there's strength in numbers. Of course, the same way if people come together to do wrong and there are many, they'll do more harm. It's the same way if you come together for good, you can do good. Protect yourselves. You've left your families in Nigeria, form associations, have a constitution, have an accountability framework, and say in this association, you know, we don't do 1, 2, 3, we're on the right side of the law. Do it. If they're professionals, let them have their own grouping. If they are Kenyan wives, for example, Nigerian women married to Kenyans, let them have a small group of theirs. But at the end of the day, let there be an umbrella association of Nigerians in Kenya that are recognized with different chapters. The chapters can also be location-based. For example, if you live in Nairobi, Kisumu, you know, Mombasa, Nakuru, wherever, have those kind of associations, you know, whether they are location-based or even if in Nairobi, because Nairobi also is where maybe many of them will be concentrated. Have like a, let's say, Kilimani chapter have another chapter, let's say Machakos, you know, that other side, Mombasa Road and all that, you know, just organize yourself as best as you can. For example, like if you do that area over the river, I think there are many of Nigerians living in that area, as per, you know, the reports we've been hearing in the news of, let's say, the Great Wall Saga. Let them come together. Let there be an accountability framework for them. Because I believe even the ones that are being accused, even if they're in a particular region, if there are 100 of them and 20 are doing bad things, the other 80 can kind of keep them accountable. Or even then, if they're being accused, the other ones can actually, you know, if they've tried to help them be on the right side and they're not, then they can distance themselves. But the thing is that people are saying, oh, you know, I'm all by myself. Why are you all by yourself? You know, come together and group yourselves together. If you find that maybe the ones in a particular area there's a bad reputation in that side, move and make another association. You know, you can do that. So don't be somewhere and you're feeling victimized or victimizing yourself, you know, or you're being grouped, you know. So it's not to say that Nigerians in Kenya are not working together, but I feel like it's not a very cohesive group, you know, because even the ones that are there, even if they went there illegally or they've overstayed their visas, maybe they're, for whatever reason, I'm not excusing that, but I mean, the people are coming from different circumstances. They're like, even if I go back, what am I going to do? So there might be some professionals there who can actually extend opportunities for them. So this is what I'll say. Please, Nigerians in Kenya, form associations, come together and make the most of that. You know, form new families there. Stay on the right side of the law, because honestly, I'll tell you, you'll keep on getting attacked. You know, if for example, you've already been profiled, you already know that people have a particular impression. As it's been said, I am not the one who's saying it. You can go and check the comments, and I thank God for that video, because people have aired out their views, you know, some balanced, some extreme, but see something there. And just know, at the end of the day, it will be your life, you know. You left Nigeria by yourself, or you left, and this is not even about Nigerians, I'm just choosing Nigerians as a point of discussion. You left your country by yourself. Even if you left with your brother, at the end of the day, even if you're both attacked, you won't die the same, you know. It's your life. So just try and form an association, and you know, it will give you that sense of family. And also, if you're going astray, or you're in a grouping that's making you go astray, you can find another grouping of like-minded people, or people that are your kin, that can help you stay on the right side of the law. So associations are extremely important, and I really want to appreciate our association leaders. They are amazing. You know, they are really, really amazing. They've really kept us together as Kenyans in Nigeria, because I know it could go another way, because we always feel responsible for each other. You know, when you go somewhere, oh, you're a Kenyan, oh, I know this Kenyan, I know that. Now, if you're doing the wrong thing and it gets to your other Kenyans, it won't be nice, you know. So please, associations are extremely important. If you don't have one, and this is not just about Nigerians in Kenya or wherever, anywhere in the world, whether you're white, you're black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, just go. Whether you're Chinese in Kenya, go and form an association. They really, really help. So thank you so much, MVPs. I want to hear your comments. Let us know what are your experiences if you live away from home. Have you formed an association? Is it helpful to you? Share ways in which we can enrich our own associations, you know. I mean, being in the diaspora and being away from home is not easy. So how do we make it better for all of us? Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.